Let's talk about the decision to deliberately choose to be bald as a man versus a woman. I think this is an important conversation to have in 2018. Have you noticed this? I mean, I read articles online on a daily basis, whatever's trending. I like to kind of keep up with what's going on culturally. And something I've been seeing trending are these articles where they're talking about women who are choosing to shave off their hair or to get a buzz cut. And they're talking about basically how that's an empowering concept for these women, how they are brave and they're strong and they're leaders, and all these positive traits for these women who are choosing to part ways with their hair. Now, I think that's very interesting. And I say for them, great for them. They should do what is part of their identity. They should totally do that. But as a man, here's what I'm taking out of that. I'm thinking it's interesting because here's the perception that people are having about these women who are shaving off their hair. The perception is that they're brave, strong, confident, that they're leaders. Now, what's interesting about that is that's what we've been talking about this channel all along. That men who do that, men who choose to get rid of all their hair, and again, I know that I'm Norwood 2.5 or whatever, and that some people are Norwood 4 or 5 and younger than me. But either way, by the time we're talking zero guard, what does it really matter? And I mean, if you really want to analyze, oh, but Nick, I can see you've got hair that goes all the way. Nick, I don't have. Hey, at some point when you commit to a zero guard, it kind of you make a point right there. Like, okay, clearly this is bald, right? But it's interesting because what we're seeing is when women shave off their hair or buzz it off, they're having the same, they're basically, in a way, sort of adopting masculine traits in some way. Because, and here's my attempt to understand it. As a female who has full head of hair and has hair, can grow hair, has hair, she chooses to get rid of it. Basically, she's applauded by much of society for doing that. And it's not that she's necessarily denying her feminine qualities, but she's embracing strength and power. But in doing so, she's ultimately modeling the concept of what a man does. And it's funny because what do people say if a girl shaves off her hair or buzzes off her hair? Naysayers would say, why did she do that? She looks like a boy. But think about that. If you're a man and you hear that, what does that imply? It implies that men are bald, that men shave off their hair. It's a masculine trait to be bald and shave off their hair. And I need to keep reinforcing that. Masculinity is found in the lack of hair, not in having hair. I mean, and that's cool. If you want to have a man bun, I would be all for it. I'd say it looks great on you if you can pull that off. If you want to have long hair, if you want to have afro, I endorse men having hair. But I'm saying that ultimately, if you put it on a scale, baldness is going to represent men more than anything as far as when it comes to hair. For females to do that and to make that work, it ultimately still has that subtle reminder that this is a masculine trait. So, just to be clear, where do I stand on women buzzing off their hair and shaving off their hair? I endorse it. I want them to do whatever is a symbol of their identity and what they stand for. But my point is this. Ultimately, that act is simply a tribute to ultimately what people find powerful and brave about men who do the same thing. So now, we've got women doing this thing. Isn't it that much more reason for men to do it? If women are doing it? And what about you? You're still kind of, Nick, man, you make some good points. My hair loss is bothering me. You shaved off your hair. I want to, but I don't know if I have what it takes. Well, if you in your heart want to, but don't have what it takes yet, let's consider that something that's trending in the year 2018 is that women are shaving their hair and buzzing it off. And there's less of a stigma attached to it now. It's becoming normalized. So more so now than ever, being that that's seen as ultimately a masculine trait, you'll look like a boy or whatever, you'll look like a man. I think never in the history of the world has the time been better, if you're thinking about it, to shave off your hair like girls are now doing.